I didn't feel like he was just kind of up there.
Is there something you look for in like a public prayer?
I mean,
I can answer that question.
Yeah. I know you can. That's why.
Yes.
See how I steered it nice and
nice and lobbed it right up there for me.
Spike.
I think a good prayer should be like a good home cooked meal.
Oh shit!
You should feel it in your soul.
Damn, boy. Oh my God. I felt that in my soul.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I felt like
greens, macaroni and cheese.
Just comfort food.
So, but it was good. Like you could tell. Like he prayed over. Obviously, he prayed for he thanked God for the protection over Trump. But then he also he turned around. He even prayed for the Democrats. He prayed for Biden. He prayed, and I thought that's good. Like he wasn't just. It wasn't a one-sided thing. It wasn't like hey, God bless Trump and
spite these others. Yeah,
it wasn't like that.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about the other week. People stay measured. Don't hard lean it one way or or the other.
But they did get a little bit crazy. Like they had Hulk Hogan on there.
I did see that.
He's a little
brother.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, I'm not a Kid Rock fan. Okay, I don't
get where they give Kid Rock a bunch of clout.
Like he
was pimping and cocaine. That was his whole thing.
He's to me,
pimping and cocaine
is very overrated.
But man, he's got a huge following of people.
Buddy.
Very overrated.
He came in at a good time.
But he has a huge following of people. I mean, there's a lot of people that love him.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's right there.
The guy wouldn't have made the money he's made.
Oh, he sold out arenas for a long time, along with Limp Bizkit, Korn, Stain, Aaron Lewis.
He's just rock Jimmy Buffett to me.
Yeah, he's almost.
Don't you mention the Buffett in front of Hefe?
Yeah. Well, he is kind of a.
No.
He's almost like the Beastie Boys kind of.
Oh, whoa.
Hey.
Whoa.
Yeah? Don't
Beastie Boys?
Yeah, I feel like he's in that.
Beastie Boys got talent, bro.
I know they do. Well, so does he. Can't say the guy's not talented, man.
I can.
You can say it, but I mean,
he had a good shtick.
His
musical ability, Jelly Roll kind of outperforms him.
Anyway,
yeah,
the RNC was cool.
Agree.
It was really.
He can't sing. Like he's not singing.
No, he has a good shtick.
He does. It's not like he's got a voice.
Did you see Dana White? Dana White actually introduced him.
No, I didn't see him introduce him, but I saw Dan White leading up to the RNC.
So,
bro, it was so good.
He introduced Trump, and it was really good. And what I thought was cool is what he said. He got up there and he said, I have known him for 25 years. He said, I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm not telling you who you should vote for. He said, I'm not trying to persuade you. Mm-hmm. He said, all I'm telling you is what I know about him personally. Mm-hmm. He said, you can't believe all the BS in the media. Mm-hmm. That he said they're painting him out to be something he's not. Mm-hmm. And even J.D. Vance said that, because Vance was kind of he was not a Trumper.
He was not a Trump fan 4 years ago.
Right. And he said,
he was an anti-Trump Republican.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and he said, and he come out and he goes, I literally bought in to a lot of the lies of the media. And we said, once I got to know him and started really digging into his policies, he said, I changed my mind.
You think that's part of Trump's tactic, taking him into as a VP?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Had he taken somebody like Ramaswamy or someone really far right?
Did you see his speech?
I did not. Whew. Was it good?
Oh my God!
That's the young.
They're saying that it was probably one of the best.
Look.
I did see a highlight of his of kind of the explanation point.
Man,
he's super smart, really smart. I like him. I'm not saying anything negative about it.
Just a lot of crunk.
He's on that far right hand side, and to me, what I saw from what I've seen from the Republicans since about 3 days after the assassination attempt was them steering middle, hard middle.
Yeah,
they're and that's J.D. Vance is hard middle. Mm-hmm. Trump's speech, only mentioned Biden one time by name in his whole speech.
And he did. I don't know if you saw this too, but I felt like he seemed more humbled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shot in the head will do that too.
Yeah, he didn't have
bullets whizzing by your head like that, one going through your ear.
He didn't seem
that's how close.
That it didn't seem to have that arrogance. It was kind of a, I'm thankful to be here.
Well, and I think especially the last few years, last 4 years, like you can definitely say that you can see the cost of people like really hard lines in the sand, like the cost of doing that, like hard steering things, like. And having a hard take really affects the tone in the country.
I don't know who it might have been. Eric Trump. It may have been someone else. You know, I may be mistaken, but I feel like I heard someone say there, stop calling him a danger to democracy. Stop doing
You've got
just
a lot
like
more
very
verbal,
very firm. Stop with the rhetoric. Stop calling him a threat to democracy. He's not. He's a patriot. And then they go into their rhetoric a little bit, but it's not nearly as aggressive and abusive.
Well, look, if we can start at like baseline, we're all Americans.
Yes.
Start there.
Yep.
And then go from there. Like, stop saying people are a traitor and a threat to democracy and Russian plants and the stuff they did to Tulsi. Like, stop doing all that kind of stuff because that's too extreme. Like, you're trying to.
I think all that goes back to the Clintons. I think the Clintons are locked into all of that. I think all the Russian hoax stuff, I think all that's Hillary. Bill's too dumb to know. He's probably too high. He has no idea what's happening right now.
You're getting your dick sucked as much as Bill, man. You're going to be kind of chill.
Bill is super chill, playing his saxophone somewhere on a golf course in Arkansas.
You know, that the J.D. Vance guy, I was really impressed with him. You know, he was Ohio graduate, and he went to Yale.
Yeah, Marines first.
Yeah, went to Marines.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, he's a Marine.
I like that.
Graduated from Ohio University or Ohio State.
University of Ohio.
Went to Yale Law School, like magna cum laude.
Yeah, met his wife.
The dude's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. He's got a best-selling book that was made into a movie, that Hillbilly Elegy, which I have not seen it.
I haven't seen, but I know what you're talking about.
But the guy is brilliant. I mean, he is a very, very, and I can't wait to, of course, now I don't even know. Now there's rumors that Trump, as of today, they're saying that he's sincerely considering bowing out. Is what
Trump?
I'm sorry, Biden.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard them start making excuses.
The world is on fire right now today. Like, it's on fire. Before I get into it, I do. There was something you brought up, J.D. Vance. There was something in his story that really struck me and actually reminded me a lot of you.
Really?
You, Kyle. Was
handsome chap, is he?
No, it's not him in particular. No, he's got a good beard too. I'm a little.
She's making short
beard envy.
No, I mean, I'm shorter than you.
Almost all politicians are tall at that level. They're almost all over 6'3".
Yeah, but
Barron is like 6'9".
Yeah, he's tall.
He's a monster.
Yeah,
that's the youngest one.
No, but J.D. Vance was raised by his Meemaw and Peepaw, or Meemaw and Papaw. I think it's Meemaw and Papaw. Very proud of his heritage. His rural Appalachian heritage, very proud of it.
Where is he from?
Ohio. It's towards the West Virginia line.
Right.
And he talked about his Meemaw a little bit, and that's actually who you remind me of a little bit is his Meemaw.
His Meemaw?
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
That's exactly what I was looking for. That right there.
Why am I getting black belted in the?
Because he said that she was a really good woman. She was a Christian, but she loved the F word.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
I love the F word.
That's funny.
He said it in his speech, and I laughed. I was like, that's Kyle.
Yeah.
Great guy. Just loves the F word. Nothing. He just loves the F word.
It's kind of my dad. Like,
I think he was a great pick, though. I really do. I think that was a great pick for Trump.
I am very pleased with it so far. And the other thing that pleased me about J.D. Vance was the way it didn't come across when Trump talked about him like it was just a token VP pick. Like, it really felt like, and this is something that I've been looking for.
I would imagine he had to lean away from that.
And this is something I've been looking for. Yes, is setting up, and I mentioned it a few weeks ago, setting up for the future. From the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, because right now the two best candidates, for a lot of people up until just recently, even on the Republican side, a lot of people were voting for Trump, but they would have loved to have a better candidate. And on the Democratic side, there are no other
way
candidates.
Worse than the Republican
There's
side.
nothing else out there.
Nothing
right
up the pipe.
He's only like 39 years old,
and he is only 39 years old. And Trump even mentioned as he was talking about it, he said he's got
my age.
He's got a great future in politics ahead of him. And I really think the Republicans are being smart with this pick also.
Playing the long game.
Yes, Trump went old with his first VP because I think he needed someone that everyone looked at as mature in politics, in the know. Now he went way young because he has the 4 years of experience. He doesn't need somebody that's going to kind of put him over with politics. He's got it. He understands it. Now he's trying to carry J.D. Vance along, set him up for 4 years from now so that he'll be ready. 4 years from now, J.D. Vance will be ready to run for president.
Damn.
He'll be ready.
I agree.
And that's what is putting, like, Kamala's not ready now. That's why they haven't pulled the trigger yet. It's because Kamala Harris.
Wouldn't you love to see J.D. Vance and Kamala debate?
Kamala Harris
would love that.
She just would cackle. She'd just get up there and laugh.
She would say weird shit and then cackle.
Say weird stuff and laugh. Weird. And everybody just kind of look at her, and everyone else is making points. Everyone else is being serious, and she's
they're like, "Oh, you're still playing that game." Weird.
It's so weird. Yeah, the Democrats have no one else, and Biden. Okay, the world is on fire. Let's go back to the world.
Let's get back to the world
on
fire.
So we have had and okay. So I unfortunately went down a rabbit hole of Alex Jones earlier today.
Tim Dillon do that too?
Okay, Alex Jones rabbit hole today. So did you guys know about the what's everyone's saying is definitely not a cyber attack?
Yeah, because my daughter was flying today.
Okay, daughter was flying.
Luckily, she wasn't affected by any of it.
So
got here just fine.
This is the official announcement on what's happening today. Okay. The, quote, blue screen of death, end quote, hit Microsoft users around the world Friday, resulting in grounded flights, hampered public transit systems, and disrupted operations and in banks and hospitals. While various systems have already been restored, ripple effects from the major technology outage may continue through the weekend. CrowdStrike, a U.S. cybersecurity firm that advertises being used by over half of the Fortune 500 companies, said that one of its recent updates had a defect that impacted Microsoft's operating system, Windows operating system, adding that the incident was, quote, not a security incident or a cyber attack. Nothing to see here. No cyber attack.
That makes sense.
Nothing at all,
makes
right?
Sense, Mark.
That you've got this one weird company that's out there, a cybersecurity company, no one's ever heard of. Who knows who you tie their ownership group back into? A lot of talk about BlackRock. I'd be curious to know if BlackRock owned any of this CrowdStrike or was behind that, because there's a lot of ties into BlackRock and the attempted assassin on
they're at
Donald Trump.
School or something like that.
He's in a commercial for him.
But it was at their school.
At his school, and then
BlackRock has all the contracts in Ukraine.
Yes,
and that ties to Biden and everything else.
They also a company that BlackRock owns shorted Donald Trump's company $1 billion the day before the assassination attempt.
Damn.
And they said that that would have been worth $1 billion had Donald Trump died. That the stock would have tanked. It would have been worth $1 billion. And that BlackRock shorted that stock a day before the assassination attempt. Okay, these are why conspiracy theories are a thing, because there's too many coincidences and things that line up with stuff like this.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's take you through the Alex Jones level of conspiracy that we have going on. Okay,
right.
Within the last week, little over a week, you have had an assassination attempt on Trump. Okay, so the Alex Jones theory is they wanted to kill Trump. Okay,
yeah,
they wanted to kill Trump.
Or not that they wanted to, that they're still going to.
And they're still going to, yeah. But the goal was to kill Trump, okay? The next goal was to kill Biden. They couldn't get Biden to pull out of the race, so now they're going to kill him. Okay? Yeah. Biden may not ever be seen in public again. He has COVID.
Yeah, I did see where they were saying he has COVID.
Yeah, quote unquote COVID. We might not ever see Joe Biden in public again, ever, because he is resting privately. You may never see him. He may be dead.
Oh, they're doing the Castro thing.
He may be dead.
He may be dead.
So, and we may never see him. And if it comes out that he pulls out of the race and we don't see him, he's dead. He's dead today. he's dead today on July the 19th. He's dead. Okay. So the goal was to kill Trump, kill Biden, and then Alex Jones has been talking about a cyber attack for the last week.
Yeah.
Then today happens with all this. Cyber attack, big major cyber attack in the United States, throw America into turmoil. Everything just go crazy. We don't have a Republican.
Mark, I'm about to go on vacation. What are you doing to me right now? What are you doing right now? I'm going to the beach tomorrow.
Had Trump been assassinated, had Trump been assassinated, he hadn't picked a vice presidential candidate yet. Mm-hmm. When he was the assassination attempt. So you had no one on the Republican side that could step up easily.
Right.
Biden has Kamala Harris. No one wants Kamala Harris as president. She would have been laughed at. Okay. Yeah. That's the only reason Biden is in the race right now. Joe Biden a couple weeks ago asked for polling data on Kamala Harris running against Trump and saw how negative it was, and he has a better chance. That's why he's staying in. That's the only reason he was staying in, because he feels like he's beat Trump once, and in his senile old man mind,
well, he's got Jill Biden right there.
Him and Jill,
you got it, baby.
Yeah, Jill,
you're
giving him
so
that.
Good.
You did such a good job in that. Good job, good boy, Joe.
Let me get at your pump.
So put some more medicine in him, shoot him full of some more stuff, get him jacked up some more. So kill Trump, kill Biden. Republicans don't have a nominee. Democratic side is only Kamala Harris. Throw in a cybersecurity attack on America. Everything goes crazy, bro. It's a wild world. And like it's wild out there right now.
The general concept with Alex Jones and everything is that they have to do it before, like, as it gets closer to November, like it's something has to give.
And I'm not saying that they won't be another attempt, but I think at this point, getting to Trump at this point is going to be very, very difficult.
It is.
You mentioned poison.
Yeah,
Alex Jones
mentioned poison and gay frogs.
So did you notice the people? Did you notice the Secret Service guys that walked in with him?
I did not.
So when he walked in the first night to the RNC, it was not the same people. Mm-hmm. It wasn't those little 5'7", 180-pound women that couldn't get their gun in the holster. It was like 6'5" monsters.
Yeah, I want linebackers,
and that's who walked in with him.
And I did hear someone mention. I listened to a public radio broadcast of Trump's speech. So I just wanted to something a little different. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to see it. I wanted to listen to someone that was way on the left side of it. So I listened to it from a public radio perspective, and the radio hosts on that show were talking about the additional level of security specifically from the Secret Service in and around the arena, and how things were being handled. That it was a remarkable difference from just a few weeks ago.
And I think you'll see that going forward. I think and if he does get elected in November, I think whether that Kimberly Chattel steps down or whatever, I think she'll be gone.
Yeah.
They're hard looking at her.
She's gone.
Sure
I think he would get rid of her in a heartbeat.
No, she's gone.
I'd be surprised. Yeah, that she won't be gone anyway.
She'll be gone no matter what.
Pretty soon.
Maybe a month or two.
Yeah, I don't think
she'll make it.
Surely she'll be up for review.
Yeah, she'll make it. They've already summoned her to Congress.
Right.
I mean, she'll be gone soon. Yeah. It's a wild world out there right now, gentlemen.
Yeah, just keep it together for a week, guys, and then I can come back to the world.
It's gonna be okay.
There was a chart I looked at that showed the United States And then for every dot was an airplane. It was showing airplane traffic.
Yeah.
And then the moment the cyber,
the non-cyber attack
happened,
definitely not a cyber attack.
And the fact that you have to say it, it's like,
it's definitely not a cyber attack.
Well, thank God for that.
Thank you.
But it was like covered up in yellow dots, and then when it hit, it was like, a handful basically.
It impacted us a little bit. We had some of the reporting companies that we use to, some of the data banks that we use to pull like MVR information, insurance scores. Some of that stuff was shut down this morning. Definitely was delayed. And, so I mean, it did affect us a little bit. Not nearly as bad as some of these other people that, with the banking and flight.
Yeah, I didn't even catch wind of it till like this afternoon. Angelina had already landed, and then her cousin works at Delta, so she was actually able to meet her at the gate. And but she also was able to she knew when she took off, and was already in the air. She was already in the air by the time everything was happening.
So she was good.
Yeah, no delay or nothing.
Well, like one of the girls I work with, as soon as I walked in this morning, she said, "Hey, did you try to have you seen what's going on?" I was like, "No, I don't listen to the radio, nothing on the way to work." And I guess she had stopped to get gas or something and was trying to use like her card, and she couldn't even use her debit card. I was like,
I think I'm gonna bring cash with me this weekend.
Start bringing, take a little cash.
Keep some in your pocket.
Cash, yeah. I almost cash. I keep cash, but I don't always bring it with me.
It wouldn't hurt to put a couple $100 in your pocket just in case.
So I mean,
just
home.
Gas, or anything.
At least,
Take some silver.
I saw there was one of those.
I got some, like 10 little pieces of brass.
Got any buckskin?
One of the
beaver pelts.
One of those guys on Sean Ryan.
One
of the spooks.
What are shell casing, man?
One of the spooks on the Sean Ryan show.
I don't think you can call them that.
Spies, spooks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can call them
spies.
That. Yeah.
I got you. Spooks.
Yeah. Was talking about EDC, everyday carry, what they carry, and depending on whether they're in country or out of country. And one of the things on his list was a $100 bill, American dollar.
Oh, yeah.
$100 American bill. Yeah. He said because no matter where you're at, with $100, you can usually get wherever you need to go. With $100 American.
Look, I'm a hustler, man. I'll make it my way back. Or if it all goes down up here, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'll be on St. Well, I ain't going to say in case you Russians are listening.
We do have a listener from Russia.
Yeah. Look, man, talk to your people.
We do have a listener from Russia.
We like the machine.
Yeah.
Like, he's cool.
Yeah, the machine was
Y'all
cool.
don't need to attack us. Leave Ukraine alone.
Maybe we
relax.
Maybe we need to get some vodka, a bottle of vodka just to have on the show to show we're a friend of, that we don't need to bomb
moonshine.
us.
I like Tito's. I don't know if that counts.
Hey, I almost bought some Irish whiskey today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like Jameson?
No, it was not. It was.
Well, I know it's not Jameson.
Proper 12?
Ugh.
It was, it was some crazy something.
I don't even know if I'm mixing anything with Proper 12
I don't even remember the name
anymore.
of it now, but it was. She was like, the lady was like, "Hey, you ought to buy," and I was looking. It was like $300. I was like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
It's like Pete Moss.
I don't know what it was. Something. I was like, no. Cool bottle.
Isn't that
comes some free Irish cream?
Isn't it like Irish whiskey and Scotch? Isn't that very earthy?
It's good and proper.
I don't know.
I've had
I don't know.
Jameson chilled at Braves games.
I don't know much about Scotch or Irish whiskey. I really don't.
Okay.
The only Scotch I really drank was
Strike 3.
Dewar's, just because that was my dad's preferred.
I have had Scotch. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, there are people that are as fanatical about Scotch as anything. I mean, probably more so.
It used to be
as far as worldwide.
Yeah, right.
I will say Scotch makes me a little ill.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Angry?
Makes me a little ill.
But Scotch is I do know
irritable?
Scotch is aged a lot longer than like bourbon. I do know that. I mean, it's not uncommon for a Scotch to be aged, 20, 25, 30 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Whereas, bourbon is, if it's over 10.
Does it have to be made in Scotland?
I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are there.
The rules? There's so many rules with whiskey.
Yeah, that's where moonshiners are like it.
Yeah.
It's fucking stump whiskey.
You know, scotches.
Drink it.
I mean, you talking about there's some really, really, really expensive scotches out there.
Yeah.
But again, I like it's not as sweet. I do know that. Like it's not as sweet as bourbon, you know, because of the way it's made. And that's why probably I like bourbon. You know, I'm kind of a fat kid.
I got a bottle of Macallan to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some good fucking Macallan. I like Macallan.
So they make like a Macallan 12, which is almost like their entry level. Then they got like an 18, a 15, and, you know, a 20. This keeps going.
Whatever is the blue the 15?
I don't remember.
Jeremy got me one that was. It is delicious.
Oh, it's good.
It's kind of like that 15-year Whistle Pig. I can, as far as like me drinking it goes. Like
it's smooth.
I'll be half a bottle in. I'm like, oh, need to slow down, buddy. That's too delicious.
Yeah,
Anyway, side note on alcoholism. Yeah.
We just had to let it stop for a second. Let that thing
you, Cal.
See,
I hope you die. I hope you fucking die.
That's not funny with the world in the state that it's in right now.
It's not.
Hey, are y'all proud of me for the way I've been keeping up and adding and being contributed?
Why do you need reassurance that we're proud of you?
Because y'all hammered me about not putting notes in on
Mark
the
said
notes.
one thing. I don't think he hammered you, and there was no y'all. It was just him.
Mark, why are you making comments about
because he gets caught up in all the threads he answers.
He literally is like writing notes out beside my notes.
You're
the hell is
critiquing
up
his
with
notes.
That?
I don't know.
All right.
I think it's a blue belt, black belt thing.
For those of you that don't know, we have a group shared notes list, right? And that way when we have an idea, we just write it in and it goes to all of us. So I'll be right.
It's probably the first time y'all are hearing about this.
You know, I'll just be moving along throughout my day and really.
I'm just talking to the people, buddy.
And
no, he wasted that
this is
one.
not sad.
I'm with
He's
him on
going
this.
sad.
No,
Watch.
I'm with him.
Watch.
Well, don't force him. You're gaslighting him into going sad.
But like, I'll just get a notification and it'll say, "Hey, Mark added to the notes file" or something like that. But anyway, we got tons of topics in here, but there was one that we never did get to, and we talked about it a few shows back.
This is very smooth, by the way.
But we never did actually get to it. And you guys specifically wanted to talk to me about it, and it was the whole thing about BS insurance guru seminars.
Oh, yeah. So it's so deep. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and warn you.
We've never talked about it.
No, I know. So maybe we can.
Is it too broad?
Well, I think we can dip our toe in it.
Like I'm saying, we can cliff note it for you, and then maybe curb it and let you come back.
Okay.
Because I
Cliff
feel like
note
you're
it.
gonna go so deep.
Well, cliff note it for me.
So it's actually one we really need to work on. We haven't.
Because I keep seeing that on there, and I've been wanting to.
So it is very interesting.
And I've seen a few new things too that have kind of given me an insight, a little bit more insight into it.
Okay.
So it's life insurance, Jeff. Okay. It's a life insurance thing. There is a, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me that I hadn't seen it up until, I don't know, 12 months ago or so.
Right.
And it's people talking about using life insurance for tax benefits to get rich. And you store your money in life insurance and you get all the tax benefits now, and you pull it back out while you're still alive. You draw from it while you're still alive. Some specific type of life insurance.
From my understanding, you can tell me if I'm wrong. That's just one part of what an insurance agent does, right? That's just one part of many things that you can do.
Like someone like Jeff, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay,
but that's what
are
makes,
there people that just
what make these people
that just
different.
specialize in that?
Oh yeah.
So there's a portion of that industry that just specialize in that kind of stuff.
There are people that only do life insurance, but
Okay.
they're usually they're either peons or they're monsters that work for somebody like.
So would it be safe
MassMutual
to say that there's probably not a room of 100 of these motherfuckers just hanging out?
Well, I mean, they have life insurance like conventions and seminars, and I mean, it's a big, it's huge. Now, here's my take on all that: is a lot of that stuff is real simple. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Absolutely.
A lot of that stuff is gimmicky, and
So, like, if a guy shows up in a Corvette that seems like it was rented and is like telling everybody how paid they are. and that they too, and they start dancing a lot and shit.
Let me tell you what I've seen a lot of lately. Okay, I've seen a lot of really young guys that all of a sudden are selling life insurance, and they're pushing it like it's going out of style. And there's clips of them like behind a mahogany desk, you know, with their nice and like these guys are 22 years old.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tell they've got a let me borrow a pen. They've got a pen in their hand and they're pointing at you,
taking their glasses off,
and they're telling you about the wealth that you need to grow. And why aren't you letting your money work for you?
Sure.
And you know all these like very sticky. Okay, hold on, wait. But then if you look into those people at all, you see those people as part of what looks very cultish, a very cultish group of other people that are tied in. Like, look at who comments on their stuff. It's usually one or two people that has 30, 40,000 followers.
Yeah, they're social
sometimes
media. It's not even that.
Sometimes it's the 4 or 5.
The engagement's actually pretty.
It's very low,
small.
So,
and I think
you look at those. So they have these people who they refer to as their mentor.
Okay,
and they're mentoring them to be a 6-figure earner or 7-figure earner.
Yeah.
I saw one young kid that talked about how he went from being a high school dropout to making $18,000 in a month. In a month, a high school dropout to $18,000, and he had a whiteboard and he drew an arrow from high school dropout to $18,000 a month and circled and underlined, and he 3 things that he told you to do it, and one of them jumped out to me, and it was get a mentor. And that has been there before and knows the business. And he said, and this is the words that jumped out to me though when he said it.
Yeah.
He said, "Now you're going to have to invest if you want to get here. You're going to have to put something in order for you to get this back out." So it's all salesy. It's just
not only that, but then the next step is you take this seminar.
Yes.
You take this course. And it seems more as if they're in the business of selling seminars and courses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than they are life insurance at all.
He's bringing, and then
it's the Mary Kay of...
Yeah. Well, it falls into the same category as the billionaires that say, hey, I forget the guy's name, that Cordone, something Cordone. He said, they gave him $100 and they sent him into as undercover, and they're like, see what you can do with $100. And supposedly in 6 weeks he had a $1 million company, and he's like, let me teach you how I do it. He's not teaching you how to do it. He's taking your money to buy his $49.99 seminar.
Right. Yeah.
So here's my take. Here's the reality.
Usually it's going to lead to another seminar.
Right. So here's the real thing that, from my perspective,
a monthly subscription to it.
Yeah.
About life insurance or insurance in general. There are people who make a ton of money selling life insurance, right? But a lot of that has to do with your clientele, the market you're in. If you are an established person, say with a very reputable company, and your main clients are professional athletes and CEOs, and you're selling, $5, $10, $15 million whole life policies that are, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in premium, you're going to be making a shit ton of money. Right? But let me tell you something. When I sell a $500,000 term policy to, Sally Robinson down the road, and the premium is $60 a month, and I'm making 10%, I made $6 off of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So my point is, it's not some glamorous, huge moneymaker, right? It's not. The way life insurance works for somebody like me is in multiple sales and renewals, right? It's still
volume.
Yeah, volume. It's still not my main. It's still not my main bread and butter earning. My main income comes from auto, right? And that's the way it is with everybody,
right? Because everybody's got to have it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Going back to those guys and those type of policies, a whole life policy. Well, let me back up. When people talk about tax benefits, I have people ask me all the time when they buy, especially if it's like a key man policy. Prime example, Kyle owns this gym. If Kyle wanted to have Integrity BJJ buy a life insurance policy on him as the key man of this gym, right? That said, okay, if something happens to Kyle, it's going to pump $1 million into the gym to keep the gym going until Stephanie or whoever can find somebody else to come in and take his spot. That's the whole idea behind those policies. Well, here's the thing. They'll say, well, are these policies tax deductible? I hear that a lot. You know, can I write this off as tax deductible?
Every year?
The thing is, life insurance in and of itself is not taxable at death. Okay, the proceeds.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So by the very nature of the fact that it's not taxable, it's also not tax deductible. If it's tax deductible, now all of a sudden it becomes taxable. So you can't have both.
Yeah.
So
there is no free writing money. It off, then it's going to get taxed.
Exactly. So it's
income.
It's right. Now it becomes
it's income.
Right. So
So
that's a little bit of a catch there. Now, and granted, there is another level of life insurance that is beyond me. But when people talk about using, when people start talking about using life insurance to offset retirement and to withdraw from, the only type of life insurance that does that is a policy that's cash building, such as whole life. Mm-hmm. Term does not build any cash value, right? So in order for you to put money into a policy, it's got to be whole life. And you have to front end load it. In other words, it doesn't grow by itself.
You've got to stack it.
Exactly. Right. It's not like you can just buy the policy and it's just going to magically grow and you're going to have $1 million in 20. It doesn't work that way.
You need $500,000 or $1 million to put in it.
You got to pump some money in these things to make them work. I mean, it's not magic, guys. Right. I mean, it's not going to earn more than what the interest rates out there are earning.
Right, because everything's pulling off the same market.
Exactly.
Right.
So, I mean,
that's why people who hit a lick say put X amount of money into this and then pump some money into it and then borrow against it.
They're scamming people who are ignorant. And they're scamming people and they're trying to, it's another get rich quick. Let me tell you something. For every one of y'all out there is no easy button. There is no easy way to get to retirement. Right. There is no easy way to make it in this world. If you want something, you got to work for it. Mm-hmm. And there's no magic button. There is no get rich quick. It does not exist. And so those guys that you're talking about, these seminar guys, they're full of shit. That's all it is.
That's
it's very
the uneducated
obvious
take. Yeah, that I have.
Yeah, it's very obvious too. They pick a very specific demographic.
Yes,
they feed off of their referrals, so you see the same demographic in the room the whole time.
Yep.
Like you don't see a different type of people in there. Yeah. It's not very
which is weird because
diverse at all. Because it's like
you almost have to get somebody that's really dumb and really wealthy.
Or you get hardworking immigrants.
Well, maybe.
A lot of them are, and I'm not talking about like south of the border either.
No,
like
they're filling a room full of 100 people who have hustled enough that they've got a little bit of something, right? They're coming out of poverty. They're getting working their way into the middle class.
Yeah,
and they've hustled their way out, and they want that athlete, that rap star, that millionaire level stuff, and they've got a little bit of money. Enough money for someone who's a better salesman than they are to sell them on the idea of, hey, you can sell this and make a lot of money, but not anybody can do it, and you need a mentor, and that's what this kid was saying. You got to have a mentor. You got to have somebody you got to invest money into it in order to get this money out.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've got to buy the seminars.
But look, we're gonna have a seminar. Places. We're gonna play music. We're gonna dance.
We're gonna bring a D-class, former rapper into the room, and we're going to stand.
Some of them.
Well, some of them are selling out for C-class.
Yeah, but I mean, you got guys like Ludacris that are doing the big conventions, but So when you look into it on some of them, they may have like a short appearance.
Yes.
And then they're willing to promo it basically by their phone and say, show up here, guys. I'm going to be there.
All he's doing.
And it's, it's a short little gig and then they're out again.
He's just hype. It's all he's doing.
The guys at the top that's pushing it, I mean, you get 10 of these guys together that are pushing these seminars across the country, let me tell you this, and they can afford him for the day.
Yes. If you look at your top 25 life insurance companies in the nation, all right, and I, from a solvency standpoint, from a financial solvency standpoint, the company that I work for, Southern Farm Bureau, is well within that top 25. Now, sheer volume wise, we're not near as big as, say, like a MetLife, Metropolitan Life, or Prudential, or Northwestern Mutual, Principal. Those are big companies, right? They're huge, way bigger than us. Now, they're not more financially solvent percentage wise than us, but they're just massive.
Yeah, because it probably takes a lot to pump that machine.
But if you look at companies like that, all of those major companies, we all operate the same way, right? There is an application process. There is an underwriting process. They're going to put you through the ringer. They're going to get your blood work. They're going to get your medical records. They're going to look at your hobbies, your lifestyle. They're going to underwrite you. They're not going to just say, Kyle, here's $1 million policy without making sure that you are a good risk.
Yep. It's the same as a real estate agent on a house. They're going to underwrite the home.
So let me ask you this, Jeff, about whole life. That's the one where you put a bunch of money into it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, and if in order to, so it works similar to like a 401k retirement, in that you put a bunch of money in, and that you hope at the end of it all, your loved ones or someone's going to get it back out.
Well, the thing about whole life is this: whole life is guaranteed. There is no hoping. Most of your whole life policies are. I could show you on black and white. I can say, okay, Mark, this policy is going to cost you $500 a month, but in 20 years, this is how much cash value is going to be in the policy.
Right.
All right. The policy is going to be worth, I'm just going to make up a number. The policy is going to be worth $100,000 in cash. Your death benefit, if you die anywhere along the way, it might be $500,000, right? Carrie's going to get $500,000, income tax free. But let's say in 20 years, you're financially set, and you go, God, man, I really don't need that life insurance. We've got our final expenses taken care of. We don't owe anything. Man, I'd like to take that $100,000 and just go do what I want to with it. The cash value. You cash it out, that's your money.
Right.
So
you don't pay tax on it or nothing.
Right. So here's the thing. The cash layout, the actual cash layout, is actually less expensive on a whole life policy than it is on term. And that's where a lot of people get hung up, because they look at the monthly, right? They go, well, term's only costing me $50 a month, and whole life's costing me $500 a month. Well, the whole life's more expensive. Well, hang on a minute. If I told you right now that for the next 20 years, Mark, you can rent this apartment for $1,000 a month, or you can pay this house note for $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month, right? It's going to cost you more. You got HOA fees, you got maintenance, you got to paint, you got to cut the grass, you got to do all this. Over here, there's none of that. You just got to pay $1,000. But in 20 years, you're going to own this.
Right.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Over here, it's thanks for coming.
Right.
Have a nice day. You own nothing.
Re-sign the lease when you're done.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is the best analogy I've ever heard between term and whole life. Now, there's still people that don't buy the house because they just can't afford it.
Right.
And I understand that.
Or they're not in a position right at the moment.
Exactly.
They're gonna take,
but the concept of it, is
got you on that one. Huh? It's for the people. They're right there.
Exactly. I'm with you.
But the concept is correct, right? The concept is there.
So then do the companies, though, just like a bank, right, loaning money on a house, the companies get the benefit of having that money on their books to invest that money, to spend that money.
That's working capital, baby.
So that's where some of these companies that are less than reputable, like, what is there a FDIC for insurance companies?
No.
So if that company goes bankrupt, all those people lose their money?
Well, theoretically, yes, but what would more than likely happen is those companies are going to get bought out by
somebody.
Someone.
Will buy them out.
Yeah. So,
but that's a lot of working capital.
But if you look at our company, for instance, and that's why it's so important that if you are shopping for something like life insurance, because auto insurance, you could switch it year to year.
Yes.
Life insurance is a contract.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to look at the financial solvency of the company that you're good with.
Company.
A good company.
Listen, when you're sitting there late at night and you're watching QVC, and all of a sudden the commercial comes up and it says, 35-year-old male can get $500,000 for $19 a month with no medical exam.
Right.
Bullshit. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. That's bullshit.
So, okay. So these type of companies, so for example, some of the buy here, pay here car lots, because it's the only thing I can compare it to, some of their models were to start up a buy here, pay here, get X amount of units out, and then sell the notes off to a bank, right?
Okay.
Would there be an example? Would there be like a form of that in that industry where all you're doing is building a certain amount of policies up and then trying to like, do big companies buy out companies like that all the time?
No, I've never heard of that.
Really?
No,
Okay.
that's shady. I mean,
does like the big wheels, like the top 5, top 10, do they buy out smaller companies all the time?
I would think it would depend. I mean,
if I could build up 500 policies and sell them off to your company at a rate that would, you could buy. I could sell you 500 policies right now.
I know our company's never done that because
I know you haven't. But I'm saying that as like an example.
Yeah,
like, say you're not with Farm Bureau, you're your own company, whatever. You started it 50 years ago, your own company, but we happen to know each other. I went out and I did seminars and I built up a bunch of people who got me, say, 1,000 policies done. And then, so I say to you, Jeff, I have 1,000 policies under this company's name.
Yeah,
and you can buy out that company for this price, and you're going to make that back in 5 years, no problem, and plus some.
Yeah, I'm sure it does happen.
And then you, as Kyle, who just sold hundreds and hundreds of agents, all these seminars and all these.
I bankrupt. No, I don't bankrupt. I sold it.
I'm sold it, and you're out. And they all lose their jobs. They have nothing.
Yes.
These agents that are hustling,
and we take on the risk of all those policies.
Everyone else. Yeah, and this new.
But
agent.
it would reflect in the price.
Sure,
right?
I mean,
because it cost me nothing because I got paid to set them all up.
Yes,
I got paid because I got paid to do
I'm
the
sure
seminars.
that could happen.
Like on a very small scale in comparison, right? Because 1,000 policies probably, how many policies? It's nothing, right?
Yeah.
But to them, that might be worth what?
I mean,
would it be worth $500,000 a year?
What's that? $500 a policy?
I guess
1,000 policies? Yeah. No, I mean it. Yeah, that's not much. It'd be probably more than that.
Really?
No. Yeah.
So if I spent, say, first quarter of the year.
But see, you got to understand. So our company, let me give you. Here's the thing about life insurance. Roughly 90 to 95% of term policies that are written never pay out. Right. The reason why is either people cancel them or they outlive them
because they just written.
They cancel them or they outlive the term. Most people do not die within that 20-year period, right? They're buying that coverage as a security blanket because, okay, I could make the argument to you right now that the next 20 years of your life are the most important financially. Why? Because
you could.
Because of your Jim, because of Dominic.
Yep.
All of that.
Yep.
The next 20 years of your life are the most important financially.
Yep.
So,
God, that's such a good sell.
But people buy these 20-year policies, but they outlive them. That's where insurance companies make their money, right? Whole life policies are guaranteed to pay. Somebody's getting paid. Whether you die and we pay your spouse the beneficiary, whether you pull the cash value out of it, or whether you live to the maturity and we pay it out, whatever. I mean, somebody's getting paid off that
policy.
policy.
Insurance company just banks on being able to keep writing up policies, right?
Sure. But insurance companies, here's the thing. People talk about, insurance companies are, they're just money. Let me tell you something. When you're dealing with a life insurance company, you want a life insurance company that has deep pockets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I've always said that
for so many reasons.
I've always said you want a life insurance policy. You want a life insurance company that's going to be around longer than you. Right?
Absolutely. Gotta ask yourselves that question.
So my company that I work for, I don't even remember the exact numbers. I saw something a few months ago. Like they've got something like $16 billion in cash reserves.
Oof.
$16 billion. And we're not even a big our company,
really?
Southern Farm Bureau. And we're not even one of the big boys.
That's
right?
crazy.
So here's the thing. If somebody on my book dies tomorrow, right, and it's $1 million policy, it is a drop in the bucket.
Damn right. Yeah. It's
for them to pay that claim.
Fraction.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want that. I don't want a life insurance company that's operating on a shoestring budget.
No. That's going to make me nervous as all get out.
Yeah. So anyway, that's good. That's a pretty cool topic. I'm gonna close out. Excuse me. What am I saying? Tap out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap out with this.
You tap.
Since y'all brought it up, guys, family, people, if you don't have adequate life insurance, get it. You don't have to get it through me. This is not a sales pitch for me. Get it from somebody. Yeah. Don't be stubborn. Don't be stupid. Because if you die tomorrow, your family is going to have an emotional loss that only time can heal, but they don't have to also suffer from a financial loss. You can fix that.
Yeah, I lost my brother in his late 30s, who had a wife and 3 kids, and it is only because of he was adequately insured in life insurance that they were able to live a normal life from that point forward.
Absolutely, man. I could sit here and tell you,
and
story
same after
story.
my dad died,
and last year when Dad died. It is only because of Dad's life insurance, which he was adequately insured, that Mom is able to do whatever she wants to do right now. She has no financial concerns. She's not rich by any means, but all of her bills are paid. Her and another older lady that she's friends with took a trip out to Washington and Oregon and traveled a little bit. She's able to do what she wants, and all of it is because that my dad and my brother both separately were adequately insured with life insurance.
Sure.
And when Bill died, that was a rude awakening for me, and I made serious changes in my financial decisions. It was no longer something that was a option for me. It was a priority. It wasn't an option.
We kind of have an approach that, and it sounds kind of gimmicky. I mean, I've done this for 23 years. I've heard every excuse, every objection, but the reality is this: if you are a person that says, well, I just don't know if we can afford it, you are the person that needs it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. If you think you can't afford life insurance, what is your spouse going to do if you die tomorrow and you no longer have that job?
Right.
Yep.
She can't afford anything at that point. So, make it a priority. It's not that expensive. It's really not.
Right. Not when you consider everything involved.
Just make it a priority, man.
And I'll tap piggybacking off of both of y'all on that. I don't sell insurance, and I probably won't sell insurance, but I can absolutely tell you 100% in my experience through both my parents and my oldest brother and friends and stuff like that. There are too many funerals I've been to, and the last thing that you really want to have to worry about is the financial side of it.
That's right.
You don't want to have to have these conversations.
It's avoidable.
It definitely is avoidable, and it's
avoidable.
I mean,
don't be a GoFundMe. Don't be a GoFundMe.
Yeah, and if it costs you your, I don't know, fill in the blank that you usually spend every week to get it done, then get it done, man. Like it's the last thing you want to be dealing with in a situation where there's loss and you're dealing with funerals and grieving and all that kind of stuff. You want to be able to focus on that process and that process only. You don't want to have to deal with financial crap and bullshit and people paying for this and not paying for that and have that conversation and stuff. Like, if you're anything like I am, that's the last damn thing you want to hear.
In a lot of cases, it boils down to something like one Starbucks a week. I'm not kidding.
Oh, in my case, one a day most times.
And I'll add this to it as well. And I know we're ending on a kind of a morbid note here a little bit.
Go on, hit the sad music, Red.
Yeah, let me do it. But I also have life insurance on all my kids.
Absolutely.
Because if something happens to them, even though they don't earn anything towards me, it would still be a financial burden on me.
Somebody's got to pay for that.
To pay for the burial and pay for the funeral expenses and pay to for them and just help get through that time. And it is pennies a day.
Yeah,
for the kids. I think it's like $2 a month, something like that for the kids.
And you don't think about cost when you're honoring
for a little bit
somebody's life.
Yeah. And so if you can get life insurance through your work, ask them about life insurance for your kids. Ask them when you do that, max it out, see what they cover, see what they get free, take the free, make sure it's right. Yeah. Take the free life insurance that most companies, full-time companies, give you $50,000 or something.
Yeah, anything's better than nothing.
But then find out what that amount you need, wherever it is, 10 times your salary, whatever that magic number is, that where everything would be good if you pass away, and make it happen. And check those boxes.
And if you're in the insurance game, do real shit.
Yeah.
We're not in the insurance game at all, and we're talking real shit.
Not at all.
Quit putting Ferraris and fucking Corvettes in people's faces.
Yeah, quit being fake.
Quit dancing.
Quit being fake.
Quit dancing. Why are you dancing, bro? Why are you dancing? Y'all ain't got fucking.
It means you're too happy.
You don't have NFL players and all that. How many of those are out there, guy? How many are out there? Why do you dress like Conor McGregor?
Quit putting fake quotes on your Instagram.
Fake quote.
Okay.
Yeah. Look,
those people. Google a quote before you put it. Jeff Bezos didn't say that, okay? Don't put it out there if it's not true. Fact check what you say before you put it out there.
Don't be lazy in your bullshit.
Don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy in your bullshit.
You're gonna BS me. At least go find a right quote that's true.
If you're gonna fuck me, at least buy me a drink.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys. We're out. Peace.